Hello Screaming Ghostface fans, how's it going? I'm Douglas here at Drownboy Productions, and why don't you kick back, pour up a tall glass of your favorite beverage, and throw in some Jiffy Pop, because you're in for a treat today. So guys, this video was actually slated to be the 10,000 subscriber special, and I had already completely shot, edited, uploaded, had this thing ready to go, but a couple of more pieces came in, and something even cooler came in to take the place of the 10,000 subscriber special, so you guys will see very soon what that is. But I decided instead of waiting to release these for some other huge milestone that I probably won't reach for a very, very long time, that I may as well go ahead and make a video on them now. And whenever this video was originally shot, it was only going to be on one mask, but today we're going to be taking a look at not one, not two, but three masks from different Scream productions, so let's have a look. Now the first two pieces we're going to be taking a look at technically aren't from Scream movie productions, but rather from the Still Screaming documentary that was produced by Anthony Massey of Massey Media. The two I received were unused for the documentary, however, these were from that box of special run masks that were sent to Anthony to be used for the documentary. So here's the first mask, and this is the more normal of the two. This is pretty much a standard 2010 EU stamp mask. However, it has a very, very distinct shape, the way that it's been warped. And I love the shape of it overall. Pretty nice mask. Nothing super, super special about it. You can tell that it has a nice glossy paint that was used for the eyes, nose, and mouth. And nothing super special about the vinyl, pretty standard. And it feels like a pretty standard style shroud. This one was tagged and has been untagged because it does have the tag holes. However, I don't believe this one was used. At least the information I was given, this was not one that was used in the documentary, but it was present. And here's the second mask, which is definitely the more unique of the two, and oddly enough a piece that almost probably shouldn't exist. So like I said, they both come from a special run, but this is definitely the most special of the two. This is a child-sized mask with an adult shroud. But here's where it gets weird, guys. The bottom of the shroud is not sewn onto the mask at all. It's actually sewn in such a way that it's completely unwearable. Which kind of makes sense because these were never meant to be worn. They were only meant to be background set dressing during the actors' interviews. But just, I don't know why you would just make it unwearable just to make it unwearable. Very cool though. Like I said, makes it a little bit more unique, a little bit more collectible. But the way that it's sewn down here is it's almost sewn to the top of the mouth. That's where the under the chin stitch line is stitched all the way up to. Very odd, and then you turn around on the back here, it's sewn in such a way that it's very, very small. Like I can fit my arm in here, but there's no way that you could fit a head in here. It would have to be a very, very small child, if they could even fit their head in there. Like I said, it's really hard to show on camera because it's all black fabric, but this is a completely unwearable mask. The way that it's stitched is really, really odd. The vinyl on this thing is... I know that the thumping doesn't really do anything for you guys, but maybe this will demonstrate it a little bit better. See how it doesn't bend? That normally doesn't happen. It's very, very thick vinyl. It almost feels like petrified because of how solid it is, but that's just how this run was made. And like I said, the other mask was previously a tagged mask, and you could tell by the holes in the shroud. This mask was never tagged. Some of these were sent to set tagged with the black and red Ghostface style tag, but a lot of them were sent completely untagged as well. Now, why that makes these very cool is they don't have any tag holes. I know it's kind of like a small thing, it's not super important, but that pretty much just means this was never available to be sold to the public, so pretty cool piece. So I just wanted to say a quick thank you to Ryan for sending me both of those pieces. Truly awesome, unique Ghostface masks that I did not expect to have. And being that it's from a Scream production, I'm very, very happy to add them to the collection. So yet again, a huge thank you. Also, I wanted to show you guys this. So check this out, guys. This is a truly screen-accurate Father Death costume bag replica. This was put out by Ryan Hills. Ryan was so fortunate enough to actually be able to acquire a lot of the original assets and files from the first two Scream films, including, like the full stab standee, you guys saw that? That file came from Ryan. That's the original asset. This was also made using original assets from the original films, and guys, this thing is truly perfect. I've had a few different iterations of the Father Death costume insert, but As far as I can tell, comparing this to screenshots, this is the most accurate version. And Ryan does have these available, so if you want one for yourself, you can pick them up from him. I'll put his information on screen. You can contact him. He can give you more details. But guys, really, if you're looking for accuracy, these are amazing. And I know that very soon he does plan to put out a stab version as well, and I believe also a Woodsboro Murders dust cover, so some really, really awesome like movie prop replicas coming from Ryan, so be sure to check him out. Alright guys, and with all that said, now we're to the big piece. The thing that this whole video was pretty much being made for. So, we just had a look at two somewhat defective versions of Ghostface. But what if we had like a perfect version of Ghostface? Like the most immaculate version of Ghostface that you could think of out there? What if? Well guys, today we're going to answer that question because here we have, from the collection of Scream mega fan Nate Reagan, a Scream 4 production mask. Check it out. Guys, I cannot believe that I'm holding this and showing it to you right now. And guys, I plan to do this whole thing where I just told you about how special this mask is and how cool it is, but why do that whenever I could have someone even cooler tell you about it? So, without further ado, Nate Reagan, please take it away and tell us more about this mask.
Okay, so basically the history of the mask that Douglas now owns is I was brought on to help out with Scream 4 during pre-production. I had been friends with assistant property master Skip Crank for a few years at the time, and when they officially announced Scream 4, he was brought on to work on that one because he had done the first three with the main property master, J.P. Jones. And basically, Skip knew that I owned one of the costumes, the hero Scream used costumes from Scream 3. Basically, that's what they were looking for. After Scream 3, there was never supposed to be another Scream, so they didn't keep track of anything. They didn't hold on to anything. They just kind of were like, this is the last one. They just got rid of everything. So, flash forward 10 years later, Scream 4 is announced. They don't have anything to reference. They don't have a pattern. They don't have anything like that. They don't have the fabric. So a deal was worked out where they used my costume as a template to make the hero robes for Scream 4. They also used the fabric that I sourced. I found the fabric for them that was used in Scream 4 to make the sparkle robes, or as production referred to them as the silver robes. And it was the closest fabric I'd ever found. I had searched for the fabric from the original like 3 films for years, and this was the closest I ever found. I actually still have an original, like the original fabric sample that I had sourced and sent them. So this is essentially a swatch of fabric that is the same fabric that was used in Scream 1, 2, and 3 on the robes. So in return for all this, I got stuff from production after it was the film had wrapped. As far as the history of the mask for Scream 4 goes, the first batch that was sent was that collector's edition version, and you know the numbers, they're kind of they're all over the place. You know, the 27, 26, 32, 36, whatever. Fun World has said many different numbers as far as how many were produced and how many were actually sent to set. So, yeah, there's been a lot, but it's safe to say there was at least 30 sent to set from that original batch. And basically, those were used. A lot of them were given out as gifts. Like, they weren't even modified and used. They were just given out as gifts. And once the film wrapped, then they had reshoots. Well, now they needed more masks. So they reached out to Fun World. Fun World didn't have any more of the original batch that was much higher quality, much better than we've ever seen or anyone's ever gotten before, certainly in retail. And so what they first sent to production for the reshoots was a box of they were like prototypes of what would eventually be the collector's edition mask that was released in stores for people to actually purchase. So those masks were sent, and when they were arrived, I remember Skip messaging me and showing me that they had black dots all over the face. And at the time, this was unheard of. These masks hadn't been released to retail yet. Nobody knew about that problem. And he was like, I don't even know what to do with these. I literally told Fun World, like, these masks have like fucking acne on them or something. Like, I don't know what to do. We can't use these. They're unfilmable. We need something else. So Fun World had, with the help of Frank McGovern, um, they sent out a third box of masks to production to be used on the reshoots. Now, when I say that, not a third box for the reshoots, would be the second box that they sent for the reshoots, but third box overall sent to set for the production of Scream 4. And the third box was basically a mishmash of the best quality masks they could get their hands on to send. They refer to them as counter quality. Most of them were super high quality, like they were thicker, they were just made of better materials. The paint jobs were just absolutely pristine, perfect. Counter quality masks, counter quality, as explained to me by Frank and Fun World, was basically that these are like the trade show masks. These are the masks, you know, when you see the pictures at trade shows, it's like, oh, you want to buy this mask or this mask. It's like this perfect, immaculate thing. And then, of course, you know, the ones that you get when you actually purchase them and you have them like on the shelf at Walmart, they're not as good quality. They are, you know, mass produced. There's flaws in them, which of course is all part of Ghostface's charm. But these counter quality masks, they don't get out to collectors that often. And those were the best looking masks they had access to. So they basically sent them any counter quality mask they had. Only a handful was selected to actually be potentially used in the film, modified. The rest were kept in the original box. Skip took them home, kept them for years, forgot he had them. One day he found them cleaning out his garage and said, hey, I have these. Do you want these? Literally sent me a picture of them. It was a box of massive amount of masks that were unused production masks for the reshoots, along with a script, one of the early drafts that nobody's read. Of course, yes. Fuck yes, I want them. So he sends them to me. I kept them, you know, I sold some of them, and it's kind of over the years went through, you know, letting go a lot of them. But the one, I kept this one for so long because it was just perfect. Like everything about it was what Ghostface is to me in my eyes. You know, it had that perfect crescent shaped mouth. The paint job was absolutely immaculate. Everything about it, looking at it, is what Ghostface is and what he should be, how he should look. So I kept that forever, for as long. I got rid of all of them except that one, and I was like, this is the one I'm going to keep. Well, flash forward to earlier this year, I finally got my hands on what I consider my grail piece as far as wardrobe goes. Now, not prop, wardrobe. My grail piece for wardrobe was, since 1999, was owning Tyler Durden's track pants from Fight Club, worn by Brad Pitt, and here they are, right here behind me. So, you know, it only took me like 20 years, but I finally owned them. But that was a major purchase that put a major dent in my bank account, so had to let some stuff go. One of those things just happened to be that mask that I swore I was ever going to get rid of. And couldn't think of a better collector to obtain it but Douglas. So he's got the mask now. He's going to tell you a lot more details about it. Now that it's his, I'll let him tell you some of the cool details and secrets and interesting tidbits about it. But yeah, that's the story of the mask.
Thank you so much for your time, Nate. I greatly appreciate it. And guys, if you appreciated it, please do us a favor and go subscribe to Nate's channel as well. He has some pretty awesome stuff, including the unboxing on those Tyler Durden pants. And guys, I think he's going to be making some Scream content pretty soon too, because I've been trying to talk him into it, and I think he's willing to, so be sure to go check him out and drop a subscribe. But anyways, back to this mask and how special it is. Like Nate said, this thing is truly the epitome of a perfect Ghostface mask. I couldn't believe it whenever it came in, because I thought to myself, yeah, okay, Scream 4 production mask, it's not even the special run with the special hood, you know, it'll just be another cool Ghostface mask in the collection, but at least it's from Scream 4. No guys, this thing is really amazing, and overall, I would say it's probably one of the best Ghostface masks I have. And that's coming from someone who's literally owned masks from all of Ghostface's history, all the way from back in early Gen 1, all the way to modern day ultrawhites. I've had it all, and this thing really is a very special, unique feeling mask. This mask is just so unique. The vinyl on it is thick, but it's not rigid. The paint on it, while it is a gloss paint, was hand painted and it looks immaculate. I didn't even mention this, but I do believe that the fabric is even a higher quality, because comparing it to the 2010 I just showed you guys, and even a tagged 2010 that would have been from the same run as the movie masks, they seem to have a little bit coarser, like grittier fabric, whereas this is a very silky, smooth fabric. A little bit different from the other Ghostface masks I've had. But I haven't even shown you guys my favorite part about this. The coolest feature on the entire mask is when you turn it sideways. Look at the shape of that mouth, that crescent shape. You do not see that on other Ghostface masks. I've went through and compared it to every single mask I own. None of them are even close. The closest I've had, funny enough, is a collector's edition run mask, and even then the mouth on that kind of sticks out more like that instead of a straight down like most Ghostface masks. This thing really just juts straight out, really nice crescent shape. But beyond just the few differences in appearance, it does have a few other differences, including production writing on the inside. It is numbered. It has a number 2 written on the inside, which is very fitting because this mask is the shit. It also appears that the eye mesh may have been replaced because it does not seem to be the same thickness or quality as Funworld's eye mesh. It seems to be a lighter eye mesh, so we're thinking that this piece could have possibly been modified for stunt and then just never used. I almost forgot about this. Guys, while I don't have a COA for the 2 documentary masks that were sent in, which don't even really need it because they're easily identifiable by how they are finished, I do have a COA for the Scream 4 production mask, and here it is. It says, this COA verifies the authenticity of this Scream 4 production mask that was sent to set for reshoots, however was never used in the film. This mask was obtained from a box of masks sent by prop master Skip Crank to Nate Reagan after Scream 4 wrapped. This mask was sold to Douglas Little of Drownboy Productions, that's me, by Nate Reagan in 2021, and then it's signed by Nate. But yeah guys, this was a very special mask because out of the entire box that was sent to Nate, I believe this was not only the nicest copy, but this may have been the only one to have any alterations, and funny enough, it also happens to be the one that can be seen pretty much right on top, dead center in the box of masks that was sent to Nate by Skip. Well guys, I think that about does it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I want to say yet again a huge thank you to Ryan Hills for sending me the 2 unused documentary masks, and yet again a huge thank you to Nate for giving me the opportunity to own something this rare, to own something this unique and this awesome. Truly thank you. And to all of you, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are super close to 10,000 subscribers, and don't forget, very special video coming. This was actually supposed to be the 10,000 subscriber special on just this mask, not even the other 2. But guys, I've had some really insane scores. You guys haven't even seen the tip of the iceberg yet, so don't worry. You want to subscribe, new stuff is coming and you're going to love it. Yep, and I guess that about wraps it up, so I love you all, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.